Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Alba. That's me, this guy right here. Your garage here to tell you a story. So, how you been? Hey, I love you. God loves you. Jesus loves you. Hmm. Anyway, what are you thinking about? Hmm? Have you been watching the Prairie Dust Democratic Convention? Sure, at least. And I love Stevie Wonder. He started off, baby. That was the bomb. And the coach, he's cool. You know, he sure did better than that Yale dude. Um, and the Yale dude, it's like you guys. The real question is, when are you gonna wake up? You know, I was sitting with a bunch of trumpets, and they look at me and go, I said, I just love Donald Trump. I just want him to win because I do. Because Donald Trump will destroy this country unbelievably. I mean, you think people are starving in Sudan now? What's going to be going on in New Jersey will make Sudan look like fairy dust. Good luck with that. And having a civil war, forget about it. People can't step away from their cheese doodles and their television. So, what do you think? Oh, do. Today is Thursday, isn't it? I think it is. The phone doesn't think it is. Why? No, know that. No, I guess I'm off line. Okay. So, guys, my PayPal is like, forget about it. So, don't put anything in at the moment until I can figure out why it's not doing anything. And I would say that if your Sensei Bob here is having computer problems, well, that's one thing. Yep. But for we're going to, I would say the October surprise is going to one, the internet is going to go just stop around the world, just stop, right? And then people will freak out, and we'll have disruptions all across the planet, and in the United States too. I mean, you think we'd be a country of common sense? I don't think so. So, what is that going to mean? Um, that means in October, no internet, no television, no entertainment of any sort whatsoever. You better start reading books. Um, the other thing is you are going to see martial law in this country, right? And so good. There's going to be loads of fun. It's going to make any 1930s black and white movie about the Nazis look like Mary Poppins. So those are my two potential October surprises, right? Because you know, Kamala and friends only have 70 something days. Um, Donald has the Donnie, the Chumpster. He has a strong, concrete 42% of the vote, right? Um, that's not going away. And all he needs a few here and a few there. Just like he said to the guy in Georgia, all I need is another 11,000 votes. So that's going to be Meaning this election is going to be too close. There is no way that Kami and friends can build a momentum that will be a tsunami of a blowout of an election. It's not going to happen. If the internet is down, that means there'll be no electricity, no gas in the gas stations or your car. Your car won't even work. I had a 2010 car that had a satellite link up, and if I didn't do certain things, it whined because where's mommy? So, meaning it was always in my laptop. If I don't hook up, one reason I kind of do as many shows as I do is because it puts my little laptop happy land being connected to the internet, and I have I can continue to write. So anyway, so the weather looks like quite nice. Quite nice here. Monday might be a rainy day. The next, today all the way to Monday, and even that is only 10% chance. And Tuesday is 0% chance. Wednesday, and Thursday going to be that's so far away. Anyway, so what do you guys? Here we are, 6 minutes, 60 seconds. I mean, 7 minutes, maybe. It's on Pornhub. You see, DNC TV ratings compared to NRC. Oh, just compared. They didn't blow it out of the woods. This night, that's beating the opener of Republicans, Democrats, including Vice President, current President Joe Biden, Barack Obama. Boy, Barack and Michelle didn't. Michelle looked cut, man. I mean, she had shoulders and pecs that than most football players. It'll be interesting to see what Harris running mate Tim Walz talks bringing the joy in his national. I wonder if someone tried to kill Mike Lynch, the British tech boy. Yeah, Cammie's going to give her big speech. Co-signed her daughter's. Here we go. What is raw dogging? It says here, Gen Z are raw dogging flights for TikTok, but experts say it can cause, and it doesn't say what it's causing. Anyway, what do you think? Here we are, almost 10 minutes in, and nobody's here. But it's the morning, and everyone's busy and asleep, and I will do a couple more of these. But I just came for. What the hell hold that picture? What you got feeling about these guys? Hmm? And what's your gut feeling about Trumpster. Seized assets. Worse to come.
Attention seniors who are over 64 years old. This is important information you don't want to miss.
Missing
if
it.
you haven't claimed your portion.
Oh, it's that time, Karen. It's the midweek edition of Legal AF, only on the 2 Million Strong Midas Touch Network. We curated a great show for you today with a little bit of an audible that Karen and I did right before we got on the air of stories at the intersection of law, politics, and justice that we just have to talk about and inform our audience about. They will include the New York Attorney General case. No, it's not old news. You've got Letitia James, the New York Attorney General, there saying if Donald Trump doesn't post his bond, and we'll talk about the bond amount, plus interest, plus 120%, if he doesn't do that within the time allowed, she's going to start seizing his assets. And for people like Karen and I that have worked on seizing assets, we're going to tell you what that all means. Plus, can Donald Trump even get a bond? And is he going to come up with the over $500 million in cash that he would have to post if he can't get a bond? We'll talk about all of that. Then we're going to talk about Mar-a-Lago. After a year of us patiently waiting, has Jack Smith finally cornered Aileen Cannon, the judge there? There are two possible appeal issues that are coalescing all in the same week. One has to do with her, what Jack Smith and his team have referred to as clear error and manifest injustice by Aileen Cannon in her order 2 weeks ago for Jack Smith to just tell the public the names of all the secret grand jury and other witnesses that are currently under protection. Just replace that, not give it just to Donald Trump. Tell the world by filing it on a public docket. That violates law. That violates the standards that are in the 11th Circuit and other places. And Jack Smith filed a motion for reconsideration, warning the judge that if she doesn't change her mind and make the right decision, they are going to take her up to the 11th Circuit on a standard that she's committing manifest injustice and clear error. And then she's making a series of rulings about the Classified Information Procedures Act, what we like to call around here, or Ben likes to call around here, the CIPA stuff. And on the CIPA stuff, here's how it works. 1 page out of thousands. If she screws up, that gives Jack Smith an automatic right to go directly to the 11th Circuit on an appeal and at the same time ask to have Aileen Cannon removed. Will he? Talk about it here. My co-anchor, Karen Friedman-Agnifilo. Then we're going to talk about a guy named Smirnov. No, not that one. Alexander Smirnov, who you never heard about, except he was has been the heart of 2 major proceedings that you have heard about. David Weiss, the special counsel, appointed by Merrick Garland for whatever reason, to go after Hunter Biden, have been relying on Alexander Smirnov, who apparently is a Russian asset who is hell-bent on interfering with our U.S. election and trying to stop Joe Biden from being elected. How did he do that? He told the feds that Joe Biden, when he was vice president, took a $5 million bribe. And so did his son, Hunter Biden. The only problem with it, it wasn't true. That didn't stop MAGA Congress like James Comer using this fake, false news or information to open up an impeachment proceeding against Joe Biden. In fact, they claimed it was the smoking gun. The smoking gun has now flamed out. And in fact, it forced the special counsel, David Weiss, to turn around and indict and prosecute the very confidential informant they were using against Biden. And that was the heart of the impeachment. And then we've got some hanky-panky going on in Nevada, where the magistrate judge made an interesting ruling about whether Alexander Smirnov should spend time in jail before he goes to trial or should be out with an ankle bracelet. And we'll talk to you about developments related to that and as they touch on Hunter Biden. And then, because that's what Karen and I do, we just like to do jazz riffs. We may touch on some other things that are really, really important to our audience. And we'll just see whatever comes to mind. We're going to do this extemporaneously, as always. This is one take, high wire act that we like to call the midweek edition of Legal AF with your co-anchors, Michael and one of my best friends, Karen Friedman.
Hi, Popa.
Karen.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Where are you these days? Are you in?
I'm in New York, and I want to give a shout out to my dad and my step.
So I play that because I did a pretty good job in a very short period of time, about 6 minutes. I'm just showing how batshit our legal system is, and our court system, and our justice system, and our media system. Right? So it's pretty battle of bridges to begin. The Ukrainians are, doing what Ukrainians do. Back almost 3 years ago when this all started, I had a few scholastics who called me up and, what do you think of this? And I said, well, this is a scripted play of the two lads, in Russia, and basically we don't really get the real picture of what the geopolitics is. Put it on live chats. You guys can jump in anytime you want. One person there. Hey, one person. And thanks for thumbs up. And kids, if you could, thumbs up. Sign up. Be a person who is subscribing. Hit that bell. Do all that groovy stuff for the AI. And so all of these wars are going on around the world. If you don't know it, it's like a blood bank for the gods. Aries is just loving it. And all the Christians go, oh my God, what is he saying? It must be a pagan. No, really not. I'm a firm believer in God's unconditional love and Jesus' unconditional forgiveness. Now, all my Christian churches I go to don't like me to say that. They want to say you have to go by the scriptures. The King James is the only word that's real, given to us by God. Well, not really, because virtually all of the Abrahamic religions, is Islam. I'd love to see some Christians be as Christian as Muslims. I'd like to see some Christians pray 5 times a day. Get on their belly. I mean, that's what the Muslims do. They get on the floor, right, and prostrate themselves to God, right? I'd love to see that. They don't do it, So the other Abrahamic is the Hebrew tribes, meaning Israel was not, for most of its time in existence, it has been the Hebrew tribes. And why the tribes? Because they've never had a set place. And every time they do, and Jerusalem was kind of it for them, they would treat everyone so bad around them, their neighbors, they weren't going by the 10 Commandments at all. They would paint themselves into a corner, and they would, that's what happened, how Babylon took them over. That's how Mesopotamia and Egypt took them over. Because when those countries starting out, Israel treated them like crap, right? Took advantage of them. We have this God who's always got our back, blah, 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 right? That ain't the covenant that God put up. That's what isn't like, the Ark of the Covenant, right? That was their ray gun, that was their secret weapon. And most times it protected them, and it's like their Iron Dome, but other times not so much. So again, Israel was painting itself into a corner. And what might be the most interesting thing is if Kami comes out, or Kami, let's call her Kami, Kamala. Kami comes out and says, okay, if I'm totally against what Israel's doing. Israel is doing genocide. And from day one, they knew what it was. They could have stopped Hamas before it happened. The IDA basically caused more than half of those deaths in Israel that were attested to the 1,200 that Hamas did. And, she did that and then said, the day I'm there, if there is not a ceasefire like tomorrow, like not after I get elected, not after I get convicted into being president, but tomorrow, if they don't stop by tomorrow, that's it. I'm not giving them any more toys. For the 4 years I'm there, right? And Bibi is a person non grata. He ain't coming into, if he comes to America, I'm arresting his butt. She said that. She would win. She would win. Because the people who are like gaga for killing are all of Donnie's, 24%. A good chunk of the other, 60, 24. No, they have 42%. All right, so if Kami wins by 56% or whatever, that'll be it. And the way to get that is, and she goes, listen, I'm going not on the tightrope, kids. I am going walking into air here. So all of you folks, all the young folks who really want a different change of things, not just joy, because look what happened when we believed in Obama's hope. He killed more Arabs than George W. Right? He put more people out of this country into the south border. Stop the immigration. Anybody else, more than Donnie ever did, that's for sure. And so, good luck with that. And again, don't believe a word I say. I'm just here as a stand-up comedian. And I follow my main political teacher was George Carlin. Right? So that's what I'm coming to. So how much juice we got here? Okay, maybe I'll go back. So I'm just checking in. Got to do maybe another 2 shows, give or take. And almost half. It would have been nice if somebody, I really liked that one thing and that one person watched it. I've been on for 22 minutes and 22 seconds, so I'm going to skip out of here. Okay.